Welcome to the Voices of the LeanFeast.
All right, guys. We are in California right now, just podcasting away. We have a full room, a full entire table. We have the Law Dog here.
Yep. I'm here.
What's up, buddy?
What's up?
Our flight was delayed. It was long.
Very long.
We had to sit next to each other. It was completely full, both flights. But it's okay, because we're here.
Us and a wrestler.
Who do what?
The wrestler.
The wrestler got the first flight.
What wrestler?
The wrestler
was a
guy.
wrestler.
The dude that somebody elbowed him in the head.
Yeah.
What?
That little dude, the first flight.
Next
little
to
guy?
me, he was a wrestler.
Oh, the guy sitting next to you.
Yes.
Yeah, Baker
Oh,
got to know
yeah.
him real well.
Yeah. There's an echo. Did you just play an Instagram video?
I did.
He did.
Put your phone down. You're banned. You're banned from using your telephone.
At least he's honest. Look at him. He's stuck. He's upset. He's upset that he was honest. He's like, I should have lied.
All right, so you got Law Dog in the building, right?
Yes,
You're here. You
yes,
got
I'm
the
here.
Warrior.
What up?
You have Shandog's in the house.
What's up, guys?
They don't have mics, but they're viewing this party. We have, dude. We don't have a nickname for this man.
Who? Ron Dog?
Yeah.
It's Ron Dog.
No.
Because he's like a bulldog.
We're
No,
gonna
you can't
go
have a dog. Any more dogs other than Law Dog.
That's it.
It's a different kind of dog.
I'm gonna come up with a name for this guy. Ron is in the house.
Ron Dog.
You have Ernie in the house. You have Miss
No,
Kate.
Assassin, right?
That's right. I'm sorry.
Assassin.
I apologize.
I got you.
I apologize,
fam.
Assassin.
Assassin.
And we have actually Shandog, so we can't have dog anymore. The operator.
Yeah, that's right.
The operator, the
Yeah.
assassin, the warrior, Law Dog, and of course you got me, El Hef. But our guest tonight is the one, the only Ant Woodz.
Hello. What's up, guys?
Dude, we need to dub in the air horns.
Fire.
Yeah.
That was
That
honestly
was-
the best intro I've ever had in my whole entire life.
I mean, you to us, I think everybody in this room, you are a legend.
Oh my goodness, holy smokes!
And so,
Don't do that, man.
I mean,
Yeah, black
we
man
have
blush.
we have a lot to talk about. We might have to cut this into two episodes, but we have a full house tonight. We're here in California this weekend for a grand opening of North San Jose. I keep calling it North San Jose, but everybody calls it Silicon Valley.
Correct.
So is that what I should be calling it? LeanFeast Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
I mean, that's what their Instagram says, right?
Yeah.
That's
At
what I would call
LeanFeast
it.
Silicon Valley.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. What did you say?
AKA
AKA North?
Silicon Valley.
Whatever, Shannon. Whatever. Anyways,
Operator was right.
the operator was right.
Manage it.
What? Micromanage?
File manage.
File manage.
Yeah, media.
Media. Okay. All right. Anyways. Anthony Woodz, it's really, really good to have you on our podcast, man. I think we've been talking about having you on our podcast. We went to Corona. Sorry, this is going to sound loud for a second. We went to Corona a couple months back, and we had our grand opening for the Corona store. We recorded so much stuff with you, man. It was an amazing conversation. We were chilling on the couches, just chatting, having a good time. And then, like 2 weeks after that, Shannon, the operator's car got broken into, and all of our gear got stolen. All of those recordings got stolen. So I looked at Baker one day and I'm like, dude, we need to have this guy back on a podcast.
Oh man, well, first, thanks guys for having me. I'm honored to be here. It means a lot. Really does. But yeah, we had a fun time. That was honest. That was awesome.
It was a good time.
heartbroken.
That was
too,
awesome.
dude. I was heartbroken. Our commercial, the one take.
Yeah, you guys recorded a commercial that
one
weekend.
take.
You know, the good thing about that stuff is it was all organic, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't rehearsed, so we can recreate stuff like that.
Yeah. Hey, did you happen to see our commercial that we made out in Dallas on Instagram?
No,
Anthony?
not with the guns.
No.
No, that was in Arkansas.
Anthony.
What?
Send that to him right
Please
now.
Does
We'll
somebody
watch
have
it
it?
later.
airdrop it. Please.
He doesn't have an
He doesn't
iPhone.
have an iPhone yet.
What?
What?
Yeah.
Well, it's early.
Well, you know, this guy is the most technologically advanced guy I know. Maybe I'm missing out.
I mean, maybe I'm missing out. I don't know.
Customizing
What do you
the
got?
games. I just fell into it.
What do you got?
The assassin, you don't rock iPhone either.
Android
Mm.
for life.
You guys could just
life.
get out of here, dude. So, I have so much to talk about, man. I really do, and I want to start off with saying you are you're a LeanFeast ambassador, sponsored athlete, influencer, whatever those Instagram hooplas are all called. I don't think our team categorizes you as just one of those. I think we've categorized you as part of our family. You've believed in us for what we signed.
Can't even remember.
We signed you a year ago?
Yeah, it seems like maybe a little more. It feels like more. It feels like a lot longer.
Yeah. You've been one of our. Actually, you were the. I don't know. It was a long time ago. Anyways,
Yeah, it was.
we met you through Jordan Cook,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Great guy.
We work with Jordan a lot. Hopefully, we'll have him on a podcast. But you've kind of embraced. You have a culture that you follow on a day-to-day basis. You have this kind of aura also around you that really feeds so many different things into your lifestyle, and as well as what we're trying to do with our company. The name of the podcast is the Feast Fighters Podcast, the Voices of LeanFeast, right?
Sure.
So you are definitely a voice of LeanFeast. And can you kind of just talk about you're into the fitness game, you're into the health game, you got so much going on. Can you kind of just talk about how what we provide for you and how it benefits what you do in your day to day?
Oh man, easy question, or easy thing to respond to actually. So I'm constantly on the go. I've always been kind of sporadic. My brain's always firing, so I'm not really comfortable unless I'm kind of bouncing around and doing a bunch of things at one time. And once I kind of got a hold of what LeanFeast was about, it's a no-brainer. I need to be a part of what you guys are about. I want to kind of collaborate with you guys. I need to add to what you guys have going on. So what you guys provide, it fits like lock and key to be able to move and be able to stay consistent with what I do. This is my art form. This is my passion. It's far greater than competing. It's far greater than fitness. It's almost, I would say, a bit of therapeutic for me. So to be able to be consistent and stay on my game along with someone and a company and a group of guys like you guys that follow the same mantra and the same ideas that I follow, it's easy to align with. It's super easy to align with.
I think so. When we talk about, I call it a game, but like you're in the game, not as it's like a joke, right?
Sure.
So you're into and please educate me because I'm going to call it you're not a bodybuilder.
No.
You're physique.
Sure. It's a division of the bodybuilding industry,
Okay.
the bodybuilding community.
How long have you been doing that?
It's been about 4, dare I say almost 5 years.
That's it.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
is that a decent amount of time for someone to be in that game? I mean, I am not hip to the whole physique bodybuilding kind of thing.
Sure.
I think when we first started LeanFeast, it really gravitated towards that type of clientele.
Mm-hmm.
But we really figured out in a short amount of time that LeanFeast was to feed everybody.
Absolutely.
Right? So I'm not hip to that game. I'm going to say Arnold Schwarzenegger because
Sure.
that's really the only bodybuilder I know. I mean, me and Baker had a huge argument. What was his name?
Ronnie Coleman.
We should ask Ant that question.
I mean, we can.
He's gonna say you're right.
I mean, because I am.
Ronnie Coleman
I am-
came in way later than Arnold.
Well, all I will say is Eric. All I will say,
Go ahead, bring it up.
Okay, so I was trimming chicken one day. I don't even remember how it came up, but we were just mouthing, dude. He was in the shop, and we were just mouthing, and he was saying something about trimming the chicken because it makes the shop money, and I was complaining something about lifting weights, and he said, "I'm lifting weights that make you money." I said, "Yeah, it can," and he was like, "Name one instance when it can." I said, Ronnie Coleman. He made millions from lifting weights. He was like, "No, he made millions because people gave him money," but I was like, they would have never gave him that money if he didn't lift them weights. You know what I mean? To get his body to get his body to look like that.
I said sponsors. His
Yeah,
sponsors
but
gave
that's
him
like
money.
saying a professional golfer his sponsors isn't counted as money he makes. And then you tried to say because he made money as a comp that all the millions are null and void. You just just were wrong and didn't want to be wrong.
I don't think it was the fact that I wanted to be wrong. I think it was the fact that I love to argue with you.
Yeah, we also had been like, this is like month 2 of us spending like
Every
a long day in the shop together, like 12 hours. So it was to the point where just like pointless arguing was better than nothing. You know?
I remember it was awesome. It was nice.
But do you think
nice.
that lifting weights is the reason Ronnie Coleman?
I'm gonna have to agree with Baker.
Thank you.
You guys can both just get the hell out of here.
I mean,
I after thinking about it with Baker and after thinking about it, I went home and I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, that actually makes sense. But
you want to carry on.
I think I continued the next day.
Oh, you did.
Still talking shit to you.
This is the first time that he's even remotely admitted that I was correct. Even Luke the next day was like, we were just like chilling at work. Luke was there. We were just normal thing. And just randomly, Luke was like, so I'm just going to let you know you were right yesterday. I was like, what? He was like, about the whole Ronnie Coleman thing. I was like, thank you, dude. Thank you.
I'm gonna let you know.
Just let you know you're
Hilarious.
right.
I'll praise you in public and I'll punish you in private.
Yeah.
Same with my argument. Anyways,
There we go.
so I consider it. Would you consider it a job?
Personally, no.
Yeah. Do some?
I think some do.
I would-
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm sure a good amount look at that as a source of income and take it serious as a job. But you can just tell, in my brief experience with Ant, you can tell he's just all about the art form and, like he was saying, the therapy behind it, which makes it so much more fun to work with him because he's not like, you know, I think in the industry, some guys that do it as a job, it just seems like their heart really isn't in it. Like they're just in it for the dollars.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter what walk of life anybody's in, it's always better to deal with somebody who's doing it because of the passion, not because of the dollars.
And that's obviously why you do it.
Absolutely. I'm a kid who just I always like to use the analogy of I get a lot of questions about like motivation or what would keep me going, what makes me want to do this every day. And sometimes I'm baffled. I don't know how to answer that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm kind of stuck, right? And so I like to compare it to like a kid who's just playing video games all the time, right? He's playing the game and he's trying to beat the next level. He'll stay up all night, maybe be tired at school the next day. He's trying to beat this level. But no one approaches that kid and goes, hey, what motivates you to play that game every day?
That's true.
Like
'Cause
he's
that's
not
very
relying
true.
on any
'Cause you love
motivation to play that game. Motivation is gone, doesn't exist. He's
It's
playing
fun.
because he wants to play the game.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's fun.
There it is.
That's why Baker plays Fortnite.
That's it.
It's fun.
It's fun.
Do you play Fortnite?
My kids play Fortnite.
You
I
have
don't-
kids.
I have 2, 10, 6,
Wow.
Yeah.
Boy, girl.
2 boys, Phoenix and Anthony.
I have
That's
to play
really
some
cool.
Fortnite. It's
Yeah,
dope.
they play some Fortnite.
You know Baker played Fortnite semi-pro?
Yeah, pretty high.
I'm not surprised.
I streamed it.
This is a man of many talents.
I made a couple
That's what I'm saying,
finals.
so I'm not
I made a
surprised.
couple finals, man. I qualified for a couple tournaments. Yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
And you won a little bit of money, right?
Yeah, not much.
But you won money.
Yeah, I got paid.
That's
a
an
little.
accomplishment.
It is. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, that's actually a really good analogy. I never thought about it that way.
That's the best way I can describe it, for at least for myself. You know, I'm having a good time. You know,
It's a good perspective.
I have a lot of obligations in my life, right? And you're adults. I have a lot of stresses, a lot of responsibilities, but the gym will never be one of those.
Yeah.
It's a priority.
Yeah, it's a priority because my sanity is.
Yeah.
And it's a priority because my health is. But if it wasn't as fun or as fulfilling as it is, psychologically even, I'd just do something else. Go jump rope, go ride a bike, go skateboard. I love skateboarding, but the gym's never going to be an obligation. It's never that. Other stuff's that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Wow.
I think it's almost shocking how, like, when people ask him, like, man, how, like he was saying, how do you stay motivated? Like, I think the best way, kind of to add to what he was saying, the best way to really add to that answer is do what you love. Like, because if you can find what you love, you'll never feel like you're putting work to it, ever.
I like to
good.
work.
There it is.
You know
But
what
you
I-
love that.
Yeah, and that's crazy too. Was it me and you that were talking yesterday? Or
We've talked about it multiple times this last week.
But I finally admitted that I might have to be on TLC because I need an intervention.
I was in the
I'm-
shop the other day.
I'm completely addicted to my job.
Yeah, I
Oh,
agree.
it's a beautiful thing.
I think Eric's true addiction is being addicted to creating the next best and big thing.
Well, I think I have the same mindset as you, and I'm gonna totally draw a blank after I said that. But you had said something. If you if your mind isn't constantly going.
Yeah.
Can you say that again?
I'm always
Do you remember?
firing, you know,
That's
even
right.
hanging out with my friends. I'm always just like, I was constantly just kind of thinking and firing, thinking and firing. The gym's one of those spaces where I got to stop. I can stop there. I can shut off there. I can focus on something else there. But usually it's constantly like synapses, pow, 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 all the time.
And I think I'm the same way. Like if my brain isn't constantly firing, then like I feel it's not that I feel stupid, but I feel like I'm not worth
Unfulfilled, almost.
unfulfilled.
Sure.
Exactly.
I think that's video games for you, because like the
I
gym
do-
makes
I-
him stop.
I do play video games.
Like that allows you to have a break,
I call it time release.
but you
Right.
have to find your form of time release because that's what keeps you fresh. Otherwise, you become stale
For sure.
and burned out.
I always played video games. I mean, I was a gamer back in the day, but and I know I play Fortnite now with Baker.
All the time.
Yeah, I suck.
Sunday.
I suck.
That's our
dude.
day. That's our Fortnite date day.
Sunday.
Sunday.
But I think everybody needs to find something that they're passionate about. I mean, you look at the guy sitting to my left of me, Shannon. He's very, very passionate about electronics, right? So he's constantly trying to be innovative and trying to find ways to make electronics fit into our daily mold, right? You know, Ron sitting next to me, his passion is not only LeanFeast and his family, but his passion is always trying to come up with the same idea, or a bigger idea, or a better way of doing things, right? An easier way of doing things, a more efficient way of doing things. You look at Ernie, and Ernie is probably the most humble, quiet, just, I call him the brain thinker, right? Obviously your brain helps you think, but if you really just watch what this guy does, not only will he kick your ass in karate. What are you, like a quadruple? What are you?
Second degree black belt.
That's like fifth degree.
You're a trained assassin.
Yeah, he says it like it's like easy though.
I know.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
Yeah.
enough.
I seen you break bricks, homie.
It happens.
That's just Ernie though. That's just how he is.
Yeah, and I think we were talking a little bit about this at dinner. It's like everybody that is on my team, you know, even Katie sitting over here in the corner, your passion is photography, right? So you're probably always trying to think of a way to take a better picture or take a better angle or get a different whatever. You know, I'm horrible at photography, but I think I am getting better a little bit. But I think we really try to surround ourselves, and I'm thinking just like you, Anthony, with people that are going to excel at all times. You know, nobody ever wants to have that stagnant employee or that stagnant person that's in their circle that's not going to excel at all times. And I think you're always looking for that excel,
Absolutely.
right?
Always. I think it's like the nature of what I do and the passion for what the art form that I'm into is you're never really complete. You're never really done. You know, you're always looking for something to kind of improve upon. And, you know, in the gym, in order to improve physically and psychologically, you've got to kind of evolve first. The mental stuff takes place first. So when you're transforming your body, you're transforming your mind first. And so it's easy to want to improve, and it's easy to want to progress when you see how the chain of action that goes on. You know.
You know, I remember talking to you in down south, and you said something, and I think, you know, we were all talking about it. Everybody was part of the conversation, but I remember you specifically saying something like, "You don't like to get on stage, or you don't like that." I'm probably going to screw this up, but you don't like all those eyes on you. But you explained it as an art form.
Sure. Yeah, so I haven't really ever talked about this before. I'm a pretty introverted person naturally. I just kind of like to be to myself. I haven't really been too comfortable with a whole lot of attention at one time. Large groups of people usually make me kind of anxious and a little uncomfortable. But you know, there's something about the nature of bodybuilding. That's not necessarily me that I'm presenting. It's something I created. It's something I built. So it's the same way, you know, you would present an art, you know, a car at a car show, or, you know, anything that, you know, kind of put together, and you would stand next to it and proud. I'm kind of standing in something that I built. I don't look like that all the time, and so I can't look
I
like.
beg to differ. You're pretty damn consistent.
I
homie.
felt that back strap.
I wish.
Jesus.
But it's easy to stand next to something you're proud of presenting, something that you're passionate about building. So, yeah, if that's what you're referring to, I'm like,
Absolutely.
yeah, I just like to kind of be on my own. But I'm proud about what I do. I give 1,000%.
How many years you got left?
Till it's not fun.
Yeah.
It's been about 20-something years by now, so I'm
Yeah.
good.
I was gonna say, how many years have you like actually lifted for?
I was like 12.
Since, 12 years.
Yeah, I was like, it's Tracy, California. We would sneak into In Shape, 11th Street. I would try to, I would get in trouble. I couldn't do a lot of stuff, but if I got in trouble, I could always go to the gym. So I would walk these railroad tracks. Hopefully I would get in. I would wait for somebody to come in the back door. I would kind of slide in the back door. And if I got in, I would be there all day till they shut it down. Because I didn't know if I'd get in the next day. So I was like, man, I'm in here. They're going to kick me out of here.
I'm going to make it worth it.
Yeah, but if I didn't get in, I would just like, walk back. But I think I was like 12.
Is that where you grew up?
Yeah, Tracy, California.
Okay. Where do you live now?
209.
You live in what, Monterey?
Marina, Monterey area. Yeah.
That's pretty good, man, because we're shooting for a store on that side of the hill.
Oh, they would love it down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's maybe for another conversation off the podcast, but
Sure.
you're pretty glued to Instagram. You kind of use social media as your showcase, right? So I kind of look at your social media, and this is maybe a weird way to look at it, but if you were to go into an art show, and it's all ties, it's all in correlation of what we're talking about. But if you were to like walk into what do they call that?
Like an art gallery?
An art gallery, yeah. If you were to walk into an art gallery, that's kind of what your Instagram reminds me of.
Oh man, I'm honored
So-
to hear that. Thank you.
Yeah. So, but when I look at your Instagram, it's not your average everyday Instagram. You've really built it to kind of cater your art form. Really,
Wow.
there are some personal things on there that you want people to see, but
Sure.
I don't know, man. I love looking at your Instagram. It's not that I stalk it and
I
lay
stalk
in bed.
yours. I'm not gonna lie. I stalk
Yeah,
yours.
buddy.
I see your stuff all the time. Yeah, I like it all the time.
Yeah, and but what I'm saying is
It
it's
is what it
very.
is.
I would and I'm not trying to just throw you props because I feel like it's well deserved. You've worked very hard for it, but it's an art form, man, and I enjoy looking at it. And
Yeah.
if tell us your Instagram handle so people can go look at you
Sure.
right now.
It's at ANT_WOODZ Ant Woodz.
So
Appreciate that, guys.
I think
You mix it up. I've seen a lot of. I follow a lot of the same type of ones, and a lot of them are pretty much the same thing every day.
Oh man, I appreciate
I
that,
think
guys.
Like
I
the
think
same
what-
thing.
I think where I was going with that is everybody's Instagram is kind of their art form. But when you look at his and you look at what he's built and what he's worked so hard for, that's his time to shine, right?
For sure.
But if you look at my Instagram, it's just a bunch of random shit. Like my
Yeah,
personal,
yeah.
my
Your
personal,
yeah.
my personal. It's just a bunch of random shit.
Yeah.
I don't need to know it, but do you have a personal Instagram?
No. I mean that's the one. I only have
That's
one.
the one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I to be honest with you guys, I still see like the 16-year-old kid in the mirror still. So a lot of the stuff I post, about 100% of the captions, to be completely honest with you guys, I'm writing to myself. That's one of those things where I'm just kind of like, what do I need to hear right now?
Hey, did you ever download OneJournal?
I did, and I use it. I'm not super consistent, but I use it. I promise I use it.
Can I be completely honest?
Yeah.
I was so gung ho about that,
Didn't
and
use it since.
I did like 2 months worth.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't. I mean, I still see the reminder every day.
Yeah.
Update your journal.
Dude, it's good for me.
It is very good. I mean, one day when I'm on a plane, I'm just gonna blow it out for like the last 3 months of stuff that I haven't posted.
Yeah.
But this isn't a sponsorship or nothing, but if you guys like to journal or you want to keepsake certain things, what is it called? OneJournal?
One
Yeah,
journal.
I think
OneJournal, it's an app. It's a very cool app. You can make a book out of your journal. And
Yeah, you
things
can
like that.
attach like photos and all kinds of things to it.
Let's talk about your sponsorships.
Sure.
Obviously, we're one of your sponsorships. Having a food sponsorship, I would say, is pretty damn important. Not
Agreed.
just because we are LeanFeast, but that's a huge expense that you have to pay every month. Food is
Sure.
expensive.
Sure.
So, other than your food sponsor, I mean, do you have other sponsors?
Sure. But before we move on, can we just like having a food sponsor is
I wasn't
you
trying
can't-
to. I wasn't trying to throw myself a bone.
I
or
know,
our team
and
a bone.
I won't even approach it that way because I know you wouldn't because you're amazing and you're humble in that fashion.
Thank you.
In every fashion except
Thank
for the business fashion because you think you're the shit and you are.
King Dingling.
But so like
Okay, look, can we just pause that, bro? No, you don't have to pause it. You're out of control right now. I hear your phone. You're dropping stuff. Like, Benny, about to get fired from the podcast.
Hey, we're having a good time.
Having a good time.
No one even heard that.
Let me just relax.
He
Why
was
don't you hit
in.
pause
You just
on that?
interrupted his thought. That was kind of rude.
Anyways, Benny, we're gonna put you in a straitjacket.
Okay.
Anthony, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No
You were
worries.
talking about
Yeah.
how important it is to have a food sponsor.
Well, not how important, but something a little bit more valuable in my opinion. So you mentioned, I got, LeanFeast as a sponsor and some other sponsors, and you kind of went past having a food sponsor as if it's cool, but it's more than cool. And I'll tell you why it means so much and why I'm so excited about a lot of things. But being a part of LeanFeast especially there's hungry people all over the place. There's a lot of things that people are needing. There's a lot of things going on in the world. It's a really, really difficult place for people in a lot of respects. To be able to get this kind of support, it blows my mind. My heart is like extraordinarily full at all times. And there are moments, I'm a human being, there are moments where I have my days, right? I have my days where things don't necessarily go the way I want. I have my hard moments, right?
Yeah.
But there are moments where I recognize the support I have from you guys, and it means something. It means something as an individual. It means something. So I want to thank you guys. I want the people listening to understand how amazing the individuals are there in this room, for sure.
Thank you, man.
For sure.
I really appreciate it. And I think being a sponsor is a very cool thing. I mean, I've personally never had a sponsor for anything, and I'm not saying that I need one, but I've never felt, and I mean, I don't mean to get super like deep, right? Deep hearted. But I don't feel like I've ever been good enough at something to have a sponsor for anything. I mean, we talk about gaming all the time, and those guys have billion-dollar sponsors.
Oh, big time sponsors.
I think
same as any sport.
Wow.
You see, man, you turn on Ninja Stream, you see Red Bull, Bud Light.
Yeah.
I mean, Monster.
Yeah.
I think if Eric would have stuck with DJing, he could have gotten sponsorships through DJing.
We'll keep your handle off the air. Your DJ handle.
Yeah, please,
When-
please don't.
when
talk
you
about
Not
that.
out of
I've closed-
embarrassment though. He
When
wasn't
he
that
used to
good.
take it serious, I
I-
still say he's one of the, I'd say top 3 DJs I think I've ever listened to.
I mean, I think
And that's
it's-
that's like the big dogs. Like,
Thank
Eric.
you for that. But I've closed that chapter of my life.
That's fine, I understand that, but I think you were good enough. You just didn't get
Best Buy.
the right
'Cause
person
now,
didn't hear
now
you.
you're DJ.
Oh my god,
That's
man!
the
I
past.
spend so much money at Best Buy. I hate that damn store.
Big
There's a
baby.
vlog out there about me hating Best Buy.
Yes,
I straight
there
up told
is.
the dude at Best Buy, I was like, no offense, but I hate this store.
He did on the blog. He said, that's why I hate Best Buy. What was it? So we were getting the computer, and of course he wanted not the most expensive, but obviously not the bottom of the line Mac, right? And he was like, oh, all we have is in his rose gold. So it's 4 dudes standing there, so we're like, he's like, but I sure got it in the next one up in silver.
And that's when I was like, dude, that's why I hate you guys.
Yeah.
It was, I
So I
think that was Tuesday. It was the day after Cyber Monday.
Whatever, dude. It doesn't
And
matter
Black
what
Friday,
day.
so-
Whatever, dude. It doesn't matter what day it was. Best Buy took my wallet.
He still told the dude straight to his face that he hated Best
No
Buy.
offense, but
I'm a very
He's
honest
gone to
person.
Amazon, for
You gotta tell him how you
God's
feel,
sake.
man.
Well, but we needed it right then and there.
He lives by
We
that
live-
rule. Is as long as you leave with no offense or no disrespect.
Oh,
then
fair
it's
game.
100% I live by
disrespect,
that
but-
rule.
That's a
But I'm a
rule.
blunt person.
That's a
I
rule.
agree.
Thank you, Anthony.
That's a rule, man.
Anyway.
I
Everybody knows
appreciate your blog.
What I was saying was I've never been in a position to have a sponsor, but I can understand how important that does feel, or would make you feel. What other sponsors do you have, if
So,
any?
Sure, I have LiveFit Apparel, LiveFit Supplements, Simple Supplements.
Okay,
Sure.
Let's talk about Live Fit.
Sure.
You're wearing a Live Fit hat right now,
Yes, sir.
right? So what does the C mean?
I believe it means a century, 100.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So Randall Pitch is. I've read everything to read about that guy.
Oh, really?
Very intriguing
Same
human.
here. Same here.
Very intriguing human. And we won't go into his whole story, but
Sure.
he has the typical started from nothing. He also loves to skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys skate together?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get down some more, too.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
But he is a very, very intricate man.
Mm-hmm.
He is a very methodical, well thought out, non-rash decision type of person.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm not trying to throw anybody a bone here, but I kind of live by how he promotes his business.
Sure.
He's done very, very well for himself. So I'm very happy to see that he's recognized what you're doing. You've recognized what he's doing, and you guys have partnered together in some kind of sponsorship.
Oh
so,
yeah, he's a great guy. He's a friend of mine before we collaborated in this way, and I'll just say he's an extraordinarily hard worker. You know, if you ever get around him behind closed doors, he's working 10 times harder than you think he is.
That's where I was going to go next. Maybe you can get me in front of him, and we can just chit chat.
I might know somebody.
You might.
You
I
know?
mean, I would fly to LA right now and do a podcast with that guy.
All right, let me clear my schedule.
Well, I didn't say I was going to have you there.
on that front, I don't know.
Yeah.
They're based out of LA, right?
Huntington Beach.
Huntington Beach.
Yes, sir.
It is awesome stuff, though.
Oh,
I mean, like,
great stuff.
I'm all the way over in Arkansas. Before you were. I knew who they were.
Sure.
The day he was like.
Oh, right
you know,
on,
they're
man.
big time. I like their stuff.
They
That's
have
stuff.
good stuff.
They do
I
have
have,
really
I have
good
a hoodie.
stuff.
I have a couple T-shirts.
Sure.
Like I knew, I knew who they were. Like,
Man,
I was
I'll
like,
tell you
"Oh,
this.
It's cool.
All I can say is anytime I get there physically, and I can get in that headquarters, there's stuff always developing.
It is
Like,
they have super cool stuff.
I'm like, can I get that? He's like, nah, you can't get that yet, man.
Nope, sorry.
I need to get one.
Just one.
So
It's crazy.
let's talk about getting into headquarters.
Sure.
When are you coming out to see us and come to our headquarters? You know we put a gym in our headquarters, right?
Man, when you say stuff like
We
that, I want to
need-
leave right now.
Let's go, bro.
We ordered 100-pound dumbbells just for you.
You have to understand. Oh my god.
I got you.
You have to
I got
understand.
that flight.
I've driven
Flights are cheap
hours.
right now, bro.
I've driven hours to get to a certain gym.
You don't want to drive 3 days to get to my gym
I would
because it
drive.
ain't all that in a bag of chips. Let me tell you. But
3 days. I mean, I
But-
wouldn't get out of hand.
For
but
a gym?
our gym is pretty nice.
We like it because we did it. You know? So
Sure.
Yeah.
Dude, let's go. I would love
I
to.
was setting
man.
you up. I said we had to get a lift together soon again. You know,
Let's do
I
it.
just didn't tell you it was like 2,000 miles away.
Let's do it, man. That's actually like a dream of mine. Like I'd like to, I think some people like look to retire. You know, like I'd like to kind of get a van that I can live in and eat in. And
Down
just
by the
travel,
river?
like travel and train
Yeah.
and train in gyms.
Hey,
Like just travel and train.
I love
And
that.
hit these gyms.
I know a guy that's in the PT program over there, and he lives out of a Wonder Bread truck.
I'm telling you,
Like, he
I've
goes
seen
wherever
it.
he
I've
wants.
seen
He
it
set it up
done.
for like himself.
Wonder
like,
Bread truck.
Well, it was. I mean, it's a bread truck. It was a bread
I've
truck,
seen
but
it
now he
done.
set it up to live out of it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have to. He chooses. Like,
What's the
to
movie?
live out of it.
The movie. The guy that climbs
Oh, that Alex,
Free Solo.
Alex,
Free
Free Solo.
Solo.
Alex Connell or
the
something like
van that he lives in.
Yeah,
That's where I got the idea.
yeah.
I can live in a van, wake up, cook my breakfast, and do what I normally do.
You didn't get the idea from Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live where he screams 10 times, "I'm living in a van down by the river."
I remember that.
That's
skit.
one of the greatest skits in.
I mean, however you
in-
want to look at it, it's a win.
It is a win.
Dude,
Well-
if I had the means and the time to just get in a van and drive across the United States,
You mean a Berkshire?
bro, don't bring up the Berkshire, dude. I got a picture next to my desk hanging on the wall of this motorhome. It's called the Berkshire.
The Berkshire. And that's when we made it.
I'm about to get it. I'm about to get explicit for a second. I'm going to fucking own that thing.
That's retirement.
He has
that's
the
like
flame
it.
in his eye.
That's the
Like-
dream.
Like,
That I don't have a goal with LeanFeast.
Just the Berkshire.
My goal with LeanFeast was met when Benny and I opened up that store, the number one flagship store. That was my
the
goal.
win.
That was the win.
Everything else is extra credit.
Everything else was extra credit. Everything else was the cherry on top. Like, I appreciate everything that all my guys and my gals are working so hard for. But my goal is that Berkshire, dude. And it's going to have LeanFeast wrapped, now franchising all across. We're going to drive it to every single grand opening. It's going to be parked out front. We call it the Mobile Command Center.
That's it.
Not to mention, we have an awesome headquarters that has a gym in it,
Correct.
conference room, kitchen, war room.
War room.
But guess what there is? There's room for the Berkshire.
There is room for the Berkshire. in
We got
there.
like a 12-foot door, and that son of a bitch
in.
will fit perfect right in there.
Berkshire.
Berkshire. Bert the Berkshire.
Say it right or don't say it at all.
That's it. Can we all say it? Bert.
Burke.
See, you're fired, bro. Burke. He said Burke. It's
What?
Bert.
Yeah.
Bert the Berkshire.
I'm pretty sure
It's a K
Burke.
and a T, but the
a-
K
it
is silent.
K. It is.
No, I'm saying his name is Bert.
Who's Bert?
The way you just looked at me right now, bro.
Yes, I'm following you, but
Bert
yes, I'm with
the
you.
Berkshire.
Yes. Yeah.
Are
Bert
you
the
sure it's
Berkshire.
Shire?
It's Shire. You know
Sure.
who owns that company? It's not Sure.
Are you sure it's Shire? Sure.
It's Sure.
You're sure?
Meow?
Shire.
It's Berkshire. Are you looking it up right now? You know who owns that? Warren Buffett owns that
Really?
company.
That's
Yeah.
why it's called Berkshire.
Why? What's the correlation there?
That's his stock. Berkshire.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, he owns it. It's really, really nice. And
Everybody knows that, Eric.
It's like a mobile apartment.
you did not know that.
I knew that the whole time. I didn't want to say it on the air.
Yeah, and Ronnie Coleman doesn't make money by
I'm not gonna
lifting
lie. I
weights,
didn't know that. I didn't know that. I just wanted to make you feel bad. I didn't know that at all. I don't think anybody here knew that but him.
Oh, what are you Googling right now? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. I was googling his name.
It's awesome.
Why are you looking at the desk like you're cheating on the test?
He does it all the time. He does it all the
You're
time.
doing
bro.
something wrong.
I don't want to hold it.
He does it all the time.
What you doing there, man?
Trying to get an advantage.
So, so you got a couple more. Well, you don't have a couple more years. You're going to do it until the fun runs out.
Yeah, I enjoy what I do. That's why I do it. I can't really pretend there's another reason. You know, I truly enjoy what I do through and through.
Yeah. What?
So one thing we haven't mentioned is that you are a 3-time Olympian.
Yes, sir.
And if my math is correct, you've been doing this for 4 years.
Yes, sir.
I don't think that's common for somebody to be at an Olympia a year in.
Yeah, it's a little rare.
I think you're
It's a
kind
little
of
rare.
in a very rare category, I would say,
Yeah.
of the little bit. I don't know. I'm kind of with Eric. I come from a somewhat athletic, common person background. I'm not. The only reason I was ever in a gym was to try to hit a ball farther.
Sure.
But outside of that, like,
Anthony, one thing about the Warrior over here that not many people know, this dude can play ball,
Baseball?
baseball.
How did I know? I could tell.
Dude,
I'm just coordinated.
He's very coordinated. But dude, you see him throw a football or a baseball? Oh man,
Cannon.
cannon.
Clear over the mountains.
Throw a football over the mountains. Uncle Reek, dude.
It's funny because at a glance, you wouldn't think I'm a guy that's athletic, like, by any means.
Mm-mm.
But
you
you
look like a
start-
You got
gardener.
it. But you got
You
it.
start.
He's a sleeper.
I look like a what?
He's a sleeper.
He said you look like a gardener.
Rose garden.
When I had a mustache, that is
Said
not
a rose gardener.
When I
man.
had a mustache,
it makes
that's
you
not,
feel better, rose gardener.
It's not debatable. When I had a mustache,
Don't you ever just grow
I'll
a
never bring
mustache
that thing
again.
out.
That thing was absolutely
It was
hideous.
bad.
I think we talked about it on another podcast.
I look
that
like
thing
a
is
bad
just-
person. Like,
Why
if
is
you
it
would have
that-
thought bad of me, I couldn't even be mad because I look that shady.
Do you
with
really
a
want me to?
mustache.
Let me show you what a
Oh,
picture
man.
Oh, no.
with a mustache.
Me and
Continue
Eric
your
have
story.
Great bad pictures of each other.
Continue
but anyway,
your story.
I think that was one of my favorite things too. Is always being a husky kind of guy. I had like sneaky quickness and a great arm, and I could hit a ball a mile. But anyway, that's.
Sleeper.
But aside from all that, your accomplishments in the biggest stage, on the biggest stage of bodybuilding, especially, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think bodybuilding is the biggest, like, anybody that's bodybuilder outside of the U.S. wants to be on the circuit or, like, you know what I mean? That's
Correct,
like, this is
yeah.
the place to be, right?
Yes, sir.
So a 3-time Olympian means what? I don't know.
Just you have
I'm
to-
not educated enough to know this because I don't follow it. But does that mean you showed up and you competed, or did you win? Did you lose?
I competed.
You have
So
to qualify, right?
you got to
for it?
qualify.
Yeah.
Correct. So, so the 3 years that I competed and qualified, the first year was you win one professional win. It was an Olympic qualification. The second year was the same. Points. Correct. I'm so sorry. So many contests, they all go together. They all go
Does
together.
she like tell you to brush your teeth in the morning usually, or
Only on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays? That's your day.
Only on
It's like
Wednesdays.
midweek. You
Is
really
that,
get.
is that when you guys
so-and-so.
meet early or something? Or
Yeah,
No, but you know what? You're making fun of them. You just cracked a joke on them for that. But I
Yeah.
commend that because there are some days where I don't know anything and I go to you.
They are a
Look.
unit. Every time I see him, they're the
Let me
unit.
explain.
friends,
Let me
man.
explain.
They are the unit.
Bodybuilding, the best way to do it is to get in a routine, and once you're in a routine, it's almost like it's like this. I can't even count my contests. I don't know how many there are. We did 8 this year.
You did a lot this
We did
year.
8 this year. But I couldn't even tell you. Sometimes I mistake like what hotel I'm at or what gym I'm at sometimes because we traveled so much, right? So you just get in a routine, and you just go. I don't know. I just don't even know sometimes.
Yeah,
We just go.
I feel you on that.
Contest.
So-
is a
So the
contest.
second year points, right? You had to qualify with
Yeah.
points.
So there's a certain amount of points. I appreciate it. A certain amount of points, and once you winning a contest, depending on the contest, you would acquire points. Depending on when you place, you would get 3 points, 5 points, 6 points, or whatever. But it was at the end of the year, the 25 people that had the most points in the world got to this contest, along with the 5 that qualified top 5 the previous year. So the Olympia is the biggest stage in bodybuilding.
Keep going.
Yeah, sure. So the first year I won my first pro contest. Second year we had to qualify with points, and the third year, which is this year, we did 8 contests. The last one being the Tampa Pro, qualified there.
That's awesome, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when you, are you doing another Olympia?
If it's in the cards, I'd absolutely love to do another Olympia.
are you still working to qualify for the next one, or what do you still have to do?
That's the thing. That's not really the way I approach my contest. So I don't select my contest. My coach Ario is very, very, very close friend of mine. He's been my coach my entire career. He'll just call me one day. We check in just about every day. He'll wake up and ask me for my weight, and he'll want to see my composition and things. And so sometimes he'll say, "Hey, do you want to do this show?" And I'll say, "All right." And he'll go, "All right, so I need you to be ready by this day." And I'll go, "Okay, when's the show?" And sometimes it's like 8 weeks out. This year it was like 4 days.
The Tampa one, right?
Sacramento was 4 days.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so at that rate, I hadn't even purchased my pro card again that year. I hadn't had like a hotel reservation. I didn't have anything set up. So sometimes it's really, it's really sporadic. But he calls the show. So am I looking to compete in another show? Absolutely. I think we're probably going to do the San Jose Pro. That's in July, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't really approach my career as looking to acquire the points. I just have a good time and let my coach do all the worrying. If you know what I mean?
I would imagine you could probably kind of relate with like fighters, right?
Yeah.
As far as just staying ready, like that mindset kind of.
For me, like I like what I do, and there's a lot of competitors who will approach their career where they train to compete, but I just like training. Competing is easy because I like to train.
Yeah, you're saying even if competing went away today, you're still going to be in there in the gym hitting the weights.
Since I was 12 years old.
Training.
How old are you now, if you don't mind me
I'll
asking?
be 34 in May.
You know, Ants,
Good to
bodybuilding it's a lifestyle,
Absolutely.
right? And that's your success.
Sure.
I mean, you look at Ed Corney,
Mm-hmm.
who was a friend of mine before he passed.
Absolutely.
It's something that you love to do. You do it every day. You go to the gym every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's an hour, and I know Ed used to just work out for an hour. I actually worked out with him once.
Sure. Man, I'm awesome.
Yeah, great
Awesome.
individual, just like yourself, actually, very humble. Working out is something that you love to do. Competing is something you love to do.
Mhm.
And with that, it's a lifetime of,
Absolutely.
of competing. It's a lifetime of exercise.
It's so much more than anything physical for me. It's to pass that year 5. And I was 18, 19 years old. I was like, okay, it's not even about that anymore. I wake up in the morning and I like to get in the gym before I even speak to a human being. I don't even want to interact with anyone until I can exercise. I'll go stretch. Sometimes I'll do, if there's any exercise that I did the previous day that I wasn't really happy with how I performed it, I'll redo that, kind of hash over it a little bit for psychological purposes. Then I'll go back with my training partner Katie, and we'll really get at it later on in the day. But I'm in the gym before I interact with anybody, just because I feel like I'm the best version of myself when I take care of myself first. You know, move a little bit, put my brain in the best position to interact with someone, whether that person may need a friendly person, or that person may need a supportive ear, or that person may need a patient individual. And if I don't necessarily feel like I'm capable of providing that in a way where I can prevent that, I'll go in the gym and exercise. That's what makes me happy. So yeah, you're right. That's my version of success.
I agree with that.
I agree with you too.
100%.
And we're gonna go ahead and stop it right there. And we're gonna make this a two-parter. So guys, thank you for joining the podcast. Ant Woodz, thank you. We'll see you on a second part. And we're actually gonna record it right now, so we just didn't want to make it too long for you guys. And we'll see you next episode. Peace.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Feast Fighter podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at LeanFeast, Instagram at Lean_Feast, Facebook and Twitter at The LeanFeast. Find more voices of LeanFeast on iOS, Google Play, iTunes, and Spotify.